Rishkiss Wissenschaft Overview. Now, Wissenschaft is the organization Anima for those of you seeking careers in science. Sorry, I had to have a little Venture Brothers moment there. Couldn't resist. So, this is a very interesting organization, I have to say. We'll start with their 3 advantages. The process, which allows you to apply a positive state to a character in your group. 2 characters in your group if the game is large enough. Positive states are things like healing, shield, protection, haste, or even berserker. Because Wissenschaft doesn't really have support units, there's nothing to call a support unit in Wissenschaft. Instead, they kind of do it themselves, which is not bad. But it has its disadvantages, because they are not great at getting all those big buffs, but they're still pretty tough in their own. Wissenschaft is, well, it has the character I most fear going up against in Anima Tactics. Second advantage, Lost Logia. If you like the advantage cards that are in Anima Tactics, and you like Wissenschaft, then this is the advantage for you. You get double the advantage points and advantage cards. You can have twice as many, and you can have 2 on every character that's able to take advantage cards. Finally, the gear project. This is for the big mecha gears that they have, can come cheaper. Now, thematically, Wissenschaft, besides just being about kind of techno-magic science, is also very anime-themed. Now, you probably expect that in a game called Anima Tactics, that it has some anime inspiration. But Wissenschaft is the big one that is inspired by anime. So you have your mecha, your giant robots. This is Legacy, a model that's coming out this spring. I won't talk much about it because it's not out yet, but it's a giant robot leader. And it will be potentially the most expensive model in the game when it comes out. It says point value 65 plus. He can have a 25-point pilot, making him the most expensive model. And he does things that make him worth his points. I've not played with him or against him, so I'll kind of leave it there for others to discover. Goetia, another gear. Lots of offensive ranged firepower. Smail is not the only organization with good ranged abilities, so I'm trying to get rid of that glare there for everyone so you can see the picture. Wissenschaft has excellent ranged abilities. Goetia is devastating. All the gears, however, have the downside that they are damage resistance. They can't dodge, so they have to... Basically, they're extra tough, but Goetia can be worn down. You want him towards your back line, mostly. He is a beast. He pumps out ranged damage. Grimorium, who just came out, he's definitely kind of a tank, but he also can really dish out the punishment. He will get hit a lot. However, he has a lot of armor, he has a lot of life, and one of his pilots can even self-heal. So, a couple of these in a game, I would not want to face. Oh yeah, which brings me to something. For all these gears, you've seen all 3 of them now, they are not unique. Most models in Anima are individual characters, people, so they're unique. You can't play more than one of them. Gears, however, are not. They have unique pilots. In this case, Grimorium has 3 potential pilots, which means you could potentially have 3 of them in a game that was large enough to have them. The first time I face that, I'm going to expect to lose. 12, another leader. Kind of Final Fantasy inspired, in my opinion. He has the kind of gunblade and an extra pistol. He has the process on his own naturally. If you take the process org advantage, you can do it twice on him. He has ranged attacks. He has a charge he can use after ranged attacking. And, yeah, he's not super tough on the receiving end. He's not a glass cannon, but he needs to dodge. He's also part of a team. When he's part of a team, he gains advanced deployment, so he can get up in your face right from when the game is starting. Along with these two, Lorenzo and Rain, who are part of his team, and also gain advanced deployment when they're in a team. Lorenzo's big trick is blasting you with sonic blasts and then charging you with that big cybernetic arm. By the way, at this point, you've seen the two guys in Wissenschaft. There's another male character coming out, but this is it for the moment. Rain, who's part of the team, who gets extra nasty if she doesn't get the first kill on the team. Chaining attacks, which is a big theme that all of the Wissenschaft characters have. They chain attack after attack after attack. They don't do a lot of damage. Her base damage is only 2. But they can do a lot of attacks. Shadow Technique, which is 2 attacks against the same target. Never-Ending Illusion, a counterattack. If she's successful on the dodge, she makes 4 attacks in return. Cordelia. This is the model I most fear facing in the game right now. I kind of switched my main army from Church to Samael just because for a long while I couldn't figure out how to deal with her. She is a ranged stealth attacker. And there's a few of those in the game, but she is the only one who can stay stealthed after making a ranged attack. If she's far enough away out of anyone's control zone, her hidden status isn't lost. And so she can continue sniping you every turn, potentially. Nasty. I have since then learned ways to deal with her, even with Church. Celia, who is probably after the gears, the closest thing Wissenschaft has to a tank. She has a 10 defense and a special dodge, which can put her base defense up to 15. Unless you crit, she can be near impossible to hit. She can also haste herself, so she gets a lot of actions. Fang Yi, who's a big chain attacker, she can get off 4 attacks on a single target if she's fully charged. Normally, a lot of models are lucky to get 1. Gonna wrap this up. Alessa Raincross, another ranged attacker. She's also pretty devastating up close. And sorry, I forgot to say stealth ranged attacker. Just like Cordelia, they can penetrate through armor. The good news is they aren't totally devastating on the damage, but it hurts, especially when she gets a good attack roll. They can easily one-shot kill characters on a crit. Veronica, Princess of Thieves, steals your opponent's gear. And the Wissenschaft Agent, speedy little in-your-face. And that is my overview of Wissenschaft. If you have any questions, leave a comment at the bottom.